Hello, listeners and viewers. Today, I want to start by welcoming you to my podcast with some words of wisdom. If you avoid the pain of discipline by making excuses, you definitely not avoid the trophy of regrets. This is how I want to welcome you to the podcast on attitude. Attitude as one of the principles of success. But before we take a deep dive into our discussion, I want to remind you that autism is real. Autism is not as a result of witchcraft. It is real. It is a condition. It's found in children. But there's a hope that children who are diagnosed with autism will make it in life and be whatever they want to be in life. Of course, evidence has shown that rich people, doctors, academics, presidents have all survived autism. So therefore, if you are a struggling parent, I want you to know, if you are affected with autism, I want you to know that there is hope for your child. Now, let's get down to it all. I want to start by asking a few questions today. Have you ever been betrayed by people? By people who your only crime is by helping them to be what they want to be? Have you ever surrounded yourselves with people who has made it their mission in life to bring you down, to destroy you? Have you ever been faced with a situation where your loved one exited your life after 14 years of a very good relationship? Have you ever been laid off from your job for reasons that is not your fault at all? Have you ever suffered any serious business loss in your life? Have you ever experienced difficulties that present a real challenge to your survivor? If your answer to all these questions and many more, which I have not asked, is yes, then here is an advice to you. Life deals with all of us, whether rich or poor, black or white, brown or green, tall or short. You cannot escape life's problems. But it is not what happened to us that destroys us. It is how we choose to react to what happens to us. You have a choice to react. Do not live your life to chances, because if you fail to make choices, definitely you are going to be left with chances. And chances is not a very good place where we all want to be. How do we respond to difficult problems? We all of us have been faced with difficulties in our lives. For some people, they have decided to go through it. They go through their problems. They go through their difficulties. They go through their traumatic experiences. But for others, they have not only gone through it, but they grew through it. So you have two choices here. You either go through it or you grow through it. And today, the purpose of this podcast is to help those who are listening to me how to deal with difficult problems. It doesn't matter the nature of the problem, whether it's a relationship problem, whether it's a family problem, whether it's a health problem, whether, any kind of problem. Sometimes we are so shocked by the occurrence of the problems, and sometimes we don't even see it coming. But your response makes a difference in your life. So today, I want to start by discussing ways that you can actually handle your problem. Number one, Do not start by blaming yourself. The first thing you need to do, survive the problem. I mean, you cannot start by solving the problem by blaming other people. You have to survive it first. And after that, learn to take responsibility for whatever happened to you. Do not betray yourself by blaming other people. If your loved one left you, or if somebody actually caused your job, the worst mistake you do is by start blaming them. No, that's the false start. Don't do that. Take responsibility for what happened to you, because it is your responsibility. Give up the blame game. When you start blaming people for what happened to you, you are actually giving them an opportunity to feel superior. So, oh, yes, I have power over him. Because I want you to know, nobody has the power to hurt you without your permission. So by blaming others, it's like you are giving them your permission. Next, start by dreaming again. As important, you start dreaming again, because the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. That was said by Eleanor Roosevelt. Start by dreaming again. Life is a dream. And again, I want to talk to you about celebrating your pain. Welcome the pain. I mean, some people are so much annoyed. I mean, some people go through excruciating pain. Look, I am not trying to minimize your pain, but you have to learn to welcome the pain, because the pain of your past is a process of your future. And I have just said that you should stop making excuses, because, I mean, excuses will only hurt you the more and make you look stupid. It makes you look like an idiot. And I want you to know that those who make excuses are really hurting themselves more. And I like what Vernon Brundage Jr. said. He said, excuses are the tools of the incompetent, used to build bridges to nowhere and monuments of nothingness. Those who use them seldom specialize in anything else. Wow. That's awesome. Stop. I mean, throw away your excuses. A lot of us are actually moving around with bags of excuses. Throw that away. And again, stop complaining. To be successful, you must start by throwing away your bag of excuses. Because according to Jack Ma, opportunities lie in a place where people are constantly complaining. Failure itself is a good thing. In anything, I mean, the impact is sometimes so cruel. But let us do not see it as bad. Because failure itself is good. Because people who never fail will never try. And sometimes you have to get it wrong to get it right. You don't learn from winning. You learn from your failures. And a lot of us are so busy of other people's perception about us. I mean, do not make it your mission to change the minds of, your haters. Sometimes your strongest strength is just 2 words. Shut up. And a lot of us are so much annoyed. I mean, I'm disappointed. We are so disappointed. And sometimes we die in the misery of our disappointment. But here is one way, really, I want you to learn how to handle disappointments. Because disappointments these are the results of lofty expectations from people. So how do you stop being disappointed? Stop being disappointed by expecting nothing from anyone. And sometimes, people prey on our niceness. Nice guy. You want to be a nice guy. You want to be nice. I have a word for you today. Hey, buddy, stop being nice. Because sometimes being nice does not make you loved. It only gets you used. And I also want you to understand today that life itself is a promise. The promise of a good world, the promise of a good life. Everything in life starts with a promise. But for every promise has to be tested by a problem. And beyond that problem lies the provision. When a child is born into this world, he comes into this world with all the promises of life. But the very first day he is out of his mother's womb, he is hit by the reality that life itself is not easy. We have to go through lots and lots of problems. So understand this. The problem, of course, the promise. We all start from a great promise, but then every promise is tested by the problem. And when you go through every problem, definitely you will be assured of the provision. Now, the children of Israel had to go through the promised land. But then they had to go through the problem to reach the provision. But some people want to skip the problem and go through the provision. That's not going to work. It will never work. And, one of the animals that I've actually really come to love so much in my research of attitude is a lion. The lion, it is regarded as the king of the jungle. But then the lion cancels every excuse you hold today in life for being stuck in what other people have dealt, the blow they have dealt you. The lion is considered as a king of the jungle. But for all purposes and intents, the lion is not the tallest animal in the jungle. The giraffe is much more taller than a lion. It's not the strongest animal in the jungle. The hippo is far more stronger. The elephant is far more stronger than a lion. The lion is not the biggest animal in the jungle. The elephant cancels that. The lion is not the smartest animal in the jungle. Of course, the fox is much more smarter than the lion. The lion is not the fastest animal in the jungle. Of course, the cheetah outruns the lion tenfold. But why is the lion so much respected by other animals? Two things. His attitude. The lion commands great respect because of his attitude. He has a very positive attitude. The lion exhibits courage, leadership, strength, power, royalty. But we are not the lion. We are one of the most beautiful creatures on earth. Our intelligence, far more outweighs that of a lion that only functions by his instinct. Today, I want you to develop a very positive attitude. Learn by developing a positive attitude, because your attitude depends on you. Your attitude depends on you, and you are your attitude. And to succeed in this world, I want you to know that your success depends on your attitude. You are the key to your attitude. No one is responsible for your success. Your attitude determines how far you go in life. And people with negative attitude will always have negative endings. But people with positive attitudes always will have positive endings. The lion is a symbol of attitude. When the lion sees the elephant so big, the rhino so strong, the giraffe so tall, the fox so smart, the cheetah so fast, he thinks just one thing: lunch. He thinks, he has a superior mentality. You might be taller than me, but hey, I can defeat you. You might be smarter than me, but I can still defeat you. You might be the biggest animal in the jungle like the elephant, but I can still defeat you. Your smartness, your bigness, your height does not count for the lion. Do not let the height of your problem defeat you. No matter the problem, there is hope. You are bigger than your problem. You are greater than your problem. You are greater than the betrayal that you are currently going through. You are greater than anything that is coming your way right now. And I said, there are just two reasons why the lion is so feared and respected. One, because of his attitude. And the second reason is because of his mindset. That is going to be the next topic for discussion in our next podcast. I still want to leave you with the saying: autism is real, but there is hope for children diagnosed with autism. Stay with me until our next meeting. We will discuss the mindset. If you want me to continue to do what I'm doing, share and like. Thank you.